about South America. But before we begin on our journey, for us not to get lost, let's call the map.
If there's a place you gotta go, I'm the one you need to know. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. If there's a place you gotta get, I can get you there, I bet. I'm the map. 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 I'm the map.
Good day everyone. Hola, I'm the map, and our destination for today will be the South America, and we will explore each categories: civilization, countries, religion, natural resources, economy, native and indigenous tribes, language, and lastly, the geographical data. So let us start.
So our first destination is civilization. And now, let's listen to my best friend Boots.
Hola everyone, it's me, I am Boots, and today we're going to tackle about the civilizations of South America. And so come with me and let us learn. And so let us start. So there have been many great civilizations living back then in the South America. So the South America has a history that has a wide range of human cultures and also forms of civilizations. And so, let's give you a recap. Before the arrival of European explorers, the ancient civilizations of the South America already have developed rich and innovative cultures that grew in and amongst the geographic features of their landscape. So the most famous of these civilizations is known as the Incan Empire, so which was emerging in the late 1438 CE. So the Incan people are known for their span across the large parts of the South America. So here, you can see below the magnificent architecture by that empire that's been preserved presently. So, others such as the Chavin, the Paracas, and also known as the Nazca civilizations have been on set before. For example, that was created the mysterious Nazca lines in Peru. So here you can see the pictures below. So, the Inca constructed also the inns, the signal towers, the roads, and also the massive forts such as the famous Machu Picchu, the ruins of which continue to teach their archaeologists about the Incan Empire up to today. So here is a picture of Machu Picchu from Peru. This is also known as one of the top 7 wonders of the world. So, aside from that, the oldest known advanced civilization dates back to 3000 to 2500 BC and are known as the Caral Supe, which were also based in the central Peru. So another famous empire is the Tawanaku Empire, who flourished on the shores of the lake Titicaca. So also here is a picture of that previous empire civilization that's been recording up to today.
For our second destination, let's talk about countries.
Hola, I'm the map, and I am here to discuss the countries of South America. South America is a continent entirely in the Western Hemisphere and mostly in the Southern Hemisphere, with a relatively small portion of Northern Hemisphere. It can be described as the southern sub-region of a single continent called America. It is bordered on the west by the Pacific Ocean and the north and east by the Atlantic Ocean. North America and Caribbean Sea lie to the northwest. The continent generally includes 12 sovereign states: the Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname, Uruguay, and Venezuela, with 2 independent territories, the Falkland Islands and South Georgia, and the South Sandwich Islands, and 1 internal territory, which is the French Guiana.
Let's thank the map for giving us the information. Third destination is religion.
And today, we're going to tackle about the religion in South America. So in South America, religion has been the major influence of both art, culture, philosophy, and also in law. So first things first is that Christianity is the main religion over the all South America, with the Roman Catholics having the most adherents, and also the sizable minorities of non-religious people and the adherents of other religions are also present in the South America up to today. So about 90% of the South American population consider themselves to be Christians, and other than over 80% of them are considered also as Roman Catholics. So, meanwhile, Argentina has the largest communities of the Jews and the Muslims. Other than that, Hinduism in Suriname as the largest, second to the largest religion after Guyana.
And for our fourth destination, let's talk about natural resources.
Mi amigos, it's Boots again, and this time we'll tackle about the natural resources. So there are many natural resources in the South America. So these are the gold, the silver, iron, and petroleum are just some of the most valuable resources that can be found in that continent. So to give you a short recap, by the year 1530s, where the people and natural resources of South America were repeatedly exploited by foreign conquistadors, this was first started from the Spain, later from the Portugal, until these competing colonial nations claimed, and so on up to the Europeans. So even though that the Europeans looted the continent of gold, there are still huge amounts of golds left in that country or continent. So here you can see from the picture the distributed natural resources in all over the South America.
Since my cousin Diego wants to share his information about South America, let's listen to him.
Hola, soy Diego, and here I'm going to share with you the economy of South America. The economy of South America comprises of approximately 430 million people living in 12 nations and 3 territories. It encompasses 6% of the world's population. From the 1990s onward, countries in South America switched over to the system of free market economy. Now, major economic activities including agriculture, industry, forestry, and mining. The most industrialized countries in South America are Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Venezuela, and Uruguay respectively. These countries alone account for more than 75% of the region's economy and add up to the GDP of more than $3 trillion. Industries in South America began to take on the economies of the region from 1930s when the Great Depression in the United States and other countries of the world boosted industrial production in the continent. From that period, the region left the agricultural side behind and began to achieve high rates of economic growth that remained until the early 1990s when it slowed due to the political instabilities, economic crisis, and neoliberal policies. The 4 countries with the strongest agriculture are Brazil, Argentina, Chile, and Colombia. Currently, Brazil is the world's largest producer of sugarcane, soy, coffee, orange, guarana, asia, and Brazil nut. Argentina is the world's largest producer of yerba mate. Chile is one of the 5 largest world producers of cherry and cranberry. And lastly, the Colombia is one of the 5 largest producers in the world of coffee, avocado, and palm oils.
And for our 6th destination, let's talk about native and indigenous tribes.
It's me again, and I'm going to discuss the indigenous tribes of the South America. Some indigenous tribes have no contact with the modern civilizations in the global world. We've come to know that it might be hard to imagine that there are still some indigenous tribes out there in the world which have had a little or no contact at all with the modern civilization. One example of which are the tribes that lives in the Amazon rainforest. How can it be that so many of these people still don't know about the modern world? Well, the answer largely has to do with the geography. The reason why we don't live there is because of the extremely dense forest, the dangerous wildlife, and lastly, it has historically never been developed by any modern civilization. There is only one bridge across the entire length of the Amazon River to the largest region, called the Manaus in Brazil. Aside from that, it is primarily accessible through boat and airplane, and the rest of the Amazon interior is difficult to access. So the uncontacted people who live there are both difficult to actually reach and difficult for them to leave even if they wanted to. And the other reason why they exist is because of the country's whole territory that they live in have decided to leave them alone and refrain from first contacts.
And for our sixth destination, let's talk about the native and indigenous tribes' language.
I'm the map, and it's time for the South American languages. More than 300 languages are spoken on the continent. English, Spanish, and Portuguese are the most common languages. But there are still some indigenous languages spoken among the larger number of people, such as the Quechua, which is 8 to 9 million speakers, Guarani, which is 4 to 9 million speakers, and Aymara, which is 2 to 8 million speakers. The Quechua is the most commonly spoken in the southern and central highland areas of Peru. Around 13% of the Peruvians speak Quechua as their mother tongue, and the Inca legacy means the area around the Cusco still has the highest number of Quechua speakers, with 46% of people speaking the language. Specifically, the primary variety known as Paraguayan Guarani. It is the South American language that belongs to the Tupi or Guarani family of the Tupian languages. It is one of the official languages in Paraguay, along with the Spanish, where it is spoken by the majority of the population and where half of the rural population is monolingual. It is spoken by communities in neighboring countries, including the parts of northeastern Argentina, southeastern Bolivia, and southwestern Brazil, and is a second official language of Argentine province of Corrientes since 2004. It is also an official language of Mercosur. Aymara is the Aymara language spoken by the Aymara people of the Bolivian Andes. It is one of only a handful Native American languages with over 1 million speakers. Aymara, along with the Spanish, is an official language in Bolivia and Peru. It is also spoken to much lesser extent by some communities in northern Chile, where it is recognized minority language. In addition to those, linguistics estimates that there are more than 300 languages spoken on daily basis on the continent.
And for our last destination, let's talk about the geographical data. Let's listen to our dear friend Vince Cañete.
Hola mi amigos, I am Tico, Dora's friend. Now let us talk about the supercontinent. So Gondwana was a large landmass, often referred to as supercontinent, that formed during the late Neoproterozoic and began to break up during the Jurassic. The final stages of breakup involving the separation of Antarctica from South America and Australia. This occurred during the Paleogene. So Gondwana, also called Gondwanaland, is an ancient supercontinent that incorporated present-day South America, Africa, Arabia, Madagascar, India, Australia, and Antarctica. So if you're going to ask, is Gondwana and Pangaea the same? No, because it is assembled hundreds of millions of years before Pangaea. Gondwana formed a large part of the Pangaean supercontinent and even persisted for tens of millions of years after Pangaea broke up.
Hola, it's me again, Diego, and here I'm going to share with you the general facts about South America. The total population. Based from the website worldometers.info, the current population of South America is 437,554,845 as of Wednesday, June 1, 2022, based on the latest United Nations estimate. South America population is equivalent to 5.53% of the total world population. Land area. South America has a total land area of about 6,878,000 square miles or 17,814,000 square kilometers, or roughly 1/8 of the land surface of the Earth. South America is the fourth largest of the world's continents. It is the southern portion of the landmass generally referred to as the New World. The Western Hemisphere or simply the Americas. The largest city. Sao Paulo is the largest city in Brazil, as well as South America, with a metropolitan population of around 21.7 million. It is the 12th largest city in the world by population. The proximity of the city to the Atlantic Ocean makes it an ideal location as an international business center. The highest mountain. Aconcagua's 6,961 meters or 22,838 feet above sea level make it the highest point in the western and southern hemispheres. It is part of the majestic Andanes mountain range and one of the legendary Seven Summits. The largest lake. The Lake Titicaca lies approximately 3,820 meters above sea level and is the highest commercially navigable lake in the world. The lake is 284 meters deep and its deepest point located in the northeastern section of the lake. The longest river. By far, the largest system is formed by the Amazon River, which stretches some 4,000 miles or 6,000 kilometers across equatorial South America. The volume of water it carries surpasses that of all other rivers, constituting 1/5 of the total flowing fresh water of the world.
The highest city of South America. So with an average height of 16,830 feet or approximately 5,130 meters, La Riconada is the highest human settlement in the world and is at least 200 feet or 61 meters higher than the village of Tuiwa in Tibet, which is the second highest. So the town has a total population of around 50,000 and average temperatures that are below freezing between June and August. So between the years 2000 and 2009, the population was estimated by National Geographic to have increased to 30,000 people from just a small gold prospector camp because the price of gold rose 235% over that period. Although this number has not been reflected by the 2007 census or the 2017 census.
Hola! It's me again. Now let's talk about the South America's tallest mountain, which is the Mount Aconcagua or Cerro Aconcagua in Spanish. Aconcagua is of volcanic origin, but it is not itself an active volcano. It is the tallest mountain outside Asia and it is the second in height after Mount Everest. It stands majestically at 6,962 meters above sea in Argentina or approximately 22,000 feet. Aconcagua is also the highest peak in the Western Hemisphere. It is said that there are a lot of hikers who tried to climb in Mount Aconcagua, but only a few succeed because the altitude on Aconcagua is so extreme that a number of hikers have died from altitude sickness while trying to reach the summit. Next, let's talk about the South America's largest lake, which is called Lake Titicaca or Lago Titicaca in Spanish. It is also the world's highest lake navigable to large vessels and is lying at 12,500 feet or approximately 4,000 meters above sea level in the Andes Mountains of South America. Lake Titicaca is located at the border between Peru to the west and Bolivia to the east. South America is also the home of the tallest waterfall in the world, the Angel Falls, or also called as Salto Choronmeru in Venezuela. It has a staggering height of 979 meters. Angel Falls is the highest uninterrupted waterfall in the world and is also a part of one of the longest rivers in South America. Angel Falls was named for James Angel, an American pilot who in 1933 was the first aviator to fly over the falls. The falls are only accessible by plane and a boat. It is this remoteness that attracts adventurous tourists from around the world to visit.
The Amazon rainforest, covering much of northwestern Brazil and extending into Colombia, Peru, and other South American countries, is the world's largest tropical rainforest, famed for its biodiversity. It's crisscrossed by thousands of rivers, including the powerful Amazon. River towns with 19th century architecture from rubber boom days include the Brazil's Manaus and Belém and Peru's Iquitos and Puerto Maldonado.
Let's give Swiper a chance to hear his knowledge.
Hola, I'm Swiper. Oh man! So today, I'm going to tackle about the driest place on South America. So the home to the driest place on Earth is the Atacama Desert. Atacama Desert is a desert plateau in South America, covering 1,600 kilometers. Oh man! Strip of land on the Pacific coast, west of the Andes Mountain. So the Atacama Desert is considered as the driest place on Earth, and some parts of it have never received any rain since recording started. It's incredibly dry, and some recent parts that receive rain hadn't had precipitation for more than 40 years. Oh man! Oh man! So today, I'm going to tackle about the largest country in South America, which is the Brazil. So, Brazil is the largest country in America because it is the most land area. It also has the second largest population. Brazil covers about 47.3% of the continent and is the largest country both by population and land area. Brazil is home to more than 210 million people, and it's also one of the largest countries in the world. Brazil became the largest country in South America when it gained independence from Portugal in 2022. So it's not only the continent's biggest country, it may just be most interesting. From its fascinating football, awesome architectures, and fascinating part of the world, and one of the most iconic Brazil monuments is the most famous statue in the country, the Grand Statue of Jesus Christ. Oh man! Today, I'm going to tackle about the smallest country in South America, which is the Suriname. It holds the title as the smallest country in South America, and it's also one of the least densely polluted countries in the world. Suriname has around 568,000 inhabitants and a land area of 163,821 kilometers square. Its economy is dependent on its extensive supply of natural resources, which made it one of the top producers in the world. So, it is Suriname located in the northeast coast of the continent. It lies between Guyana and French Guiana, an overseas region of France. And that's all for my topic. Thank you. Oh man!
Hola, it's me again, Diego, and at this point, we're going to visit some tourist attractions found in South America. First is the Machu Picchu in Peru. It is considered by many to be the most spectacular urban creation of the Inca Empire and one of the most significant heritage sites in the world. It sits on the top of a mountain, 8,000 feet in the tropical forest, offering spectacular scenery with significant endemic biodiversity of flora and fauna. Second, Iguazu Falls in Argentina, Brazil. The combined flow of these individual falls is the largest of any waterfall in the world. In the rainy season, there can be 450,000 cubic feet of water cascading over the falls per second. It's so majestic, so powerful, and so spectacular that most visitors can't help but stand there with their jaws dropped. The third one is the Angel Falls in Venezuela. Angel Falls are located in Venezuela and are famous for being one of the 4 most beautiful waterfalls in the world, and as the highest uninterrupted waterfall. The falls got their name Angel Falls after a US aviator became the first person to fly over the falls in the mid-20th century. Rio de Janeiro and its Carnival in Brazil. The Carnival in Rio de Janeiro is a festival held every year before Lent. It is considered the biggest carnival in the world, with 2 million people per day on the streets. The first carnival festival in Rio occurred in 1723, celebration prior to a feasting season of Lent. Carnival is a wild celebration of food, alcohol, music, and fun. Fifth is the Patagonia in Argentina, Chile. Argentine Patagonia is pristine and wild, the definition of an adventurous dream. Located at the southernmost tip of South America, this region is defined by its dramatic landscapes, incredible wildlife, and unique pockets of culture. Sixth is the Amazon in Ecuador. You might be asking, can we really visit Amazon rainforest? Like, rainforest? Well, yes, but since the Amazon is such a popular and amazing destination, it's important to visit in an ethical way. This means going with a tour or a well-trained guide. The best Amazon tours have a local guides to help you to navigate the forest so you don't get lost. Amazon rainforest offers opportunity for cultural exchange, photography, adventure, fishing, hiking, relaxation, birding, and wildlife spotting. However, a visit to the rainforest is not a trip fit for everyone.
Thank you everyone for watching. Yay, we did it!